Hello, everyone, and good morning. Welcome to our live feed update for September 11th. I'm your host, Taran Armstrong, and I'm here today to update you on everything that happened yesterday. The Big Brother 27 live feeds. It was day 65 in the house, and a lot more waffling on the vote yesterday. A lot of back and forth, a little bit of drama going on as well, and we're going to talk about it all. And with me to talk about it all is Chantele. How you doing, Chantele?
I'm not doing too bad, but I have to say, I think for live feed watchers, they need to ban with the combination of whispering and potato chips, because like hearing that crackle and then like it's like the most irritating thing on the planet.
It's pretty irritating. Yeah, I would say so.
So yes, I would like that to be banned if we can put a petition out for that. But other than that, I'm as good as you can be with where we're at in the season, but I'm always happy to talk about Big Brother with you.
Yes. Well, before we get into the update proper, I do have some news, something that I've been working on for a while. As you know, I have a book coming out, Behind the Mirror, just a couple of months away now. And people, ever since I announced the book, they've been asking the same question over and over. They've been asking about the audiobook. And so I'm finally very happy to say that you can now pre-order the audiobook of Behind the Mirror, Inside the World of Big Brother, narrated by me.
That's so fun! 100%. I have an Audible account if it's through Audible, and I will be purchasing it there as well. So that's so fun. Congrats.
Yes, it's available. It's still sort of like getting up on all the platforms. It is available on Audible. It's also available on like Libro FM if you like to buy audiobooks through sort of indie bookstores, as well as like Apple and all of that. So finally, it is happening. I will be recording the book right after the season ends, basically. So very excited. Unfortunately, I did not write about season 27, so there will be no Vinny voices. But
maybe you have a little bonus section, But that's really great. Congrats.
Yes. So very excited about that. I'm sure we'll talk more about it if you want to ask me questions later on my streams or anything like that. You can, but let's jump into the day today. Day 65 in the house. And by the way, you can find the links to the audiobook, taranarmstrong.com. There are now some audiobook links on that site. Same site as always. But Lauren is our HOH. Ashley, Keanu, and Will are on the block, and this means that if Keanu does not win the blockbuster, he is still leaving. That has not changed. However, despite the initial momentum that was that Ashley would definitely leave against Will, she has managed to flip the script and flip the vote to convince Keanu, Morgan, and Vince to vote to keep her over Will. That was the state of things, but Vince is still wishy-washy on this vote. He has not been a fan of Ashley since basically week one, and has talked all season long about how she does not deserve to be in the house at all, and how it pisses him the F off that she's even there. And that sentiment has only been growing over time, but it has existed since literally week one. So trying to convince him to vote for you to stay is a tall order, on top of the fact that if Keanu wants her to stay, Keanu doesn't get what he wants. So that's two big problems and things that she has to contend with throughout the day today, day 65.
And like I do wish that I want Ashley to be able to stay in that situation. Like I love all three of them to a certain extent. I don't want any of them to be going home, but with Ashley, like I wish that she was able to connect with Vince in a way that's like effective. It's really frustrating watching Vince play, and I'm just like, she's making some sense. You kind of do need a bit of a target in front of you, like especially because they still have to do the three people on the block. So all the points that are being floated around do make sense, but his dislike for Ashley might actually hurt him in the game, because I think it's actually better for his game if she stays, personally.
Well, they start the day. Of course, the other drama, or there's a couple of other pieces of drama, but one of them was that Vince has been spending a lot of time with Lauren, and Morgan is not very happy about that. And so then they get into arguments, and then Vince gets insecure, and he asks her to say she loves him multiple times in a row. And so they had that whole argument the night before, and they both spend the morning and much of the day complaining to other people about it. Will being the funniest person they complain about it to, because he's so over it. He doesn't want to hear about their stupid showman's drama.
Exactly. Will was kind of funny. He wasn't effective in any of his campaigning, in my opinion, and I'm sure we'll get into that a bit more. But I definitely being like, they're sitting around like strategizing with M&Ms all day, and he's just kind of like annoyed by the fact that they're like up in arms by what people are thinking about them as a duo, but they're acting a lot like a couple. So it's Will's funny.
Yeah. So Vince talks to Ava fairly early in the morning. She wants to talk to him about the vote, and she tells him, listen, frankly, it is what it is. I no hard feelings. If you want to vote out Will, I just want to know. That's it. I just want to know. And he's like, oh, I really want to keep Will. I do. I really want to keep him. And she's like, frankly, I don't really care. Whatever you decide, I just don't want Will to be blindsided. I just want to know ahead of time. I want Will to know ahead of time. Oh, but yeah, I just really haven't decided yet. Like I'm really looking at both sides. I really want to keep Will. I haven't even talked to him yet. So, I want to talk to him. I'm looking for a reason to keep him. I'm looking for that reason. And she's like, frankly, I don't care.
I wonder if she will care if Will ends up going home, because I do think that she might have been able to protect him if she wasn't so mad at Rachel for moving her through the house, trying to have a quick conversation with her. Like, she didn't need to be saving Vince or putting him in the position where he could be winning head of household. Yes, she probably doesn't mind Lauren winning, but maybe having a better idea of who people were going to put up, like, might have been at a more effective way to use that power that she has. But the fact that she just doesn't care about the game, I'm just like, well, why are you here? You're trying to get to the end to win. And so, like, if you don't care what happens to pretty much your number one ally here, she's a frustrating ally to have, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I absolutely think that if Ava wanted to get Vince to vote with her, she absolutely could. Vince is desperate for someone to take him by the hand and tell him, it's okay, Vince, you're allowed to vote out Ashley. He's desperate. He's saying as much. And Ava doesn't really care to try, in part because she's frustrated with Vince himself. But also, I think, because at the end of the day, she does kind of want Ashley to stay. She wouldn't mind Ashley staying because she, I think, feels like there's a higher chance that Ashley will work with Lauren than Will work with Lauren, because of all the campaigning Ashley did the week before about like, hey, I think you, me, and Lauren can work together. And so I think that my view of this is that Ava is letting Will go. We've seen Ava actively try to keep somebody. We've seen her push Vince before. And maybe it's just that she's like given up on the game entirely. But I think that she's actively allowing Will to leave in this spot, feeling like her hands are clean. And maybe also even maybe a part of this Will may be competition for AFP. And hands are clean. Will leaves, and she's happy to work with Ashley now, which again is credit to Ashley for all of the work that she put in with Ava, considering Ava hated her for much of the game.
And I guess it also would be a locked in vote for her against most people. Maybe not against Ashley. I'm not sure. Like, I think Ashley would get Will's vote in that scenario. But so, you make some good points that she just wants to maybe step aside and let things happen. But still, though, I just think that she should have maybe thought about her numbers before that whole competition. It just annoys me that she doesn't play in advance. She just kind of plays in the moment, and want some strategy.
Well, she cries after this conversation. Again, I think because she knows it's happening. She's allowing it to happen, essentially. She talks to Morgan saying the same thing. Frankly, whatever you decide to do, it is what it is. And Vince has this conversation with Will. And again, it's so clear that he is looking for anything to latch onto to give him a reason to bring back to Morgan so that Morgan will give him a permission slip that allows him to vote out Ashley. And he's talking to Will about it, and Will's like, yeah, it is what it is. I'm not going to campaign against Ashley. So, and Vince is like, yeah, I really want to keep you, Will. I really do. Ashley, she irritates the hell out of me. You know what I mean, Will. And he's like, yep. He's like, but I'm hearing, the arguments like that, I'm hearing that like you're going to be hard to sit next to in the final two, and that like it's tough to sit next to you on the block because then you'll just definitely leave. And was like, wow, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's sucks to hear, but if I gotta go because I'm too likable, yeah, I guess that's the way it is. It's like okay, it's okay. Well, anything else? Should we talk more about Morgan?
But why won't Will just do some campaigning or just give him a reason for anything? I mean, I would be really bitter if I was in that position, and I'd be like, yeah, I'm going to be mad. Like, like he's just letting people get away with it, like voting him out of the game instead of fighting to stay. Like, I know that he doesn't want to necessarily campaign against Ashley, but you can still kind of prove how you're valuable to people's game without throwing your friend or your show daughter like under the bus. And so it was just really, really frustrating. Like, he's a very likable guy. I do want to see him stay in the game. I would like to see him win, but I just don't really see that for him since he's not willing to put in any work to campaign for himself. Just a little bit.
Yeah, this is sort of the Will that we saw back in like weeks 2 and 3, when he was nominated and felt like, what is even the point? I can't win these competitions. Now that things have gotten even more competitive, he lost Rachel, which was a huge part of his game, and he's hurt now as well. And things are becoming even more competition focused. I think he genuinely feels so disheartened about the situation. He actually talks to Ashley about it later. He's likening it to death, like actual death, that he accepts that it's inevitable. He doesn't want to die, but he knows that it's something that is going to happen. Which is not to say that he's like actively campaigning against himself, but he certainly is very disheartened about like his actual ability to do anything in this game, given that he is so disadvantaged in the competitions.
And I hope that the producers are recognizing this. Like, do you think that this is the last year that the battle of the block is going to go so deep, or what is it called? Not battle, blockbuster, going to go so deep into the game that there's always going to be focus on these competitions, because it isn't the challenge. And the challenge this season has way more strategy going on than this season of Big Brother. So I just really hope that we learn from this mistake, and like next season will be kind of go back to regular Big Brother a little bit more.
You would hope. So Will does talk to Ava afterward as well, and he does tell Ava that she has his vote in the final two if she makes it there. But he's also implying the same thing to Ashley. He's still playing his version of Vince with Morgan and Lauren, with Ava and Ashley. Except Will was actually successful in getting them to like each other because his game doesn't revolve around getting people to hate everyone but him. So Morgan talks to Ashley. Morgan talks to Will first. She has a conversation with Will, very similar. And he's talking to her about so I'm hearing that I'm too likable in the final two. So, it is what it is. If that's the way I go out, then that's the way I go out. And Morgan had basically he's giving exactly the list of cons for keeping Will that Morgan and Vinny went over the night before, because Vinny just talked to Will about them and gave him the con list. Morgan then goes to Ashley and she's like, how does Will know about all of, he's saying he's hearing from people about all of these things. Who's telling him these things? And Ashley says, I bet it's Lauren. Morgan's like, yeah, it must be Lauren. Of course. But then it's like, well, but Lauren doesn't talk to Will. Wait, but Lauren and Ava did a sleepover last night. I saw Ava talking to Will just earlier, just before he talked to you. I bet Lauren talked to Ava, who talked to Will. And Morgan's like, oh, that makes so much sense. Oh my God. And to be fair, yeah, I mean, Lauren has basically talked to Ava about it, and that very well could have gotten back to Will via that route. There is a simpler method, which is that Vince just told Will in his conversation, but it's not that out of the realm of possibility. And Ashley, of course, is planting this idea into Morgan's head, so Vinny talks to Lauren, who talks to Ava, who talks to Will, and Ashley also continuing to warp Morgan's mind in the direction she wants, is like, yeah, and you can't tell Vinny that this came from me, but Ava did tell me that Lauren really doesn't like you. She talks about it all the time. And she talks about it to Ava, who she clearly tells all of her secrets to. And there's this whole, triangle of information, Lauren to Ava to Will. That's why Will's a little dangerous, and Ava is so close to Lauren. And Morgan's like, it's Lauren's the problem. I need to know that you're willing to vote out Lauren, Ashley. Ashley's, oh, for sure. Of course.
So easy to incept Morgan here. It was quite fun to watch Ashley be able to kind of just spin a little web there, and then Morgan just fell in there so easily. Good work.
Yeah, I mean, the way that she's really locked in Morgan is very, very effective. As the kind of gaming we're really not used to seeing this season. Somebody actively campaigning well 2 weeks in a row, no less. So Vince talks to Lauren, and they talk about Will versus Ashley. Lauren's still in favor of keeping Ashley. Again, Lauren wants Ashley to stay, and Morgan wants Ashley to stay. If even one of them broke, I think Vince would 1000% jump on it and vote out Ashley. But she has both of them wanting her to stay because of, again, the work she's putting in this week with Morgan, the work she put in last week with Lauren, and Ava, and all of it. Not to mention the fact that Will is not helping himself, having not spoken to Lauren in 2 months. But Lauren, of course, is saying, well, but I don't know, though. I'm just happy I don't have to make the decision. And Vince is just, I just know that Morgan's going to expect me to vote with her. and he's talking to Laura. Morgan's so upset that she was so mad at me for playing pool with you last night. It's just like, why can't I play pool with you, Lauren? I just don't get it. And it's like, hey, Vince, this is why you can't get them both to work together. You're constantly trash talking the other one to the other one because that's all you do in the game. And she's like, wow, why is Morgan so upset about this? That's so annoying. And he's like, yeah, I know. And now she's expecting me to vote with her because she wants to keep Ashley. Lauren's like, well, you don't have to do what she wants. Yeah, exactly. I could do something else. So do you think it makes sense to vote out Ashley? Oh, I don't know about that, though.
I mean, at least that Lauren is not repelled by the fact that her and Morgan might have similar paths, with voting or keeping Ashley. And so, like, at least that's working in his favor, because I would think that, like, if they are being pitted against each other, that'd be like, oh, if that's what she wants, it's probably not good for me. And, like, let's, like, not do the same thing. So at least they're still potentially going to be doing the same thing. Too bad it's not on the page that he wants them to be on.
So Vince talks to Morgan, and this is a very funny conversation. So Morgan, fresh off of the conversation with Ashley, where Ashley convinced her that Lauren leaked to Ava, who leaked to Will. Vince, fresh off of the conversation with Lauren, where they had talked more about Kelly. So the other thing that happened the day before is that Keanu trusted Kelly and told her he planned to nominate Vince, Lauren, and Morgan. Kelly then told Lauren and Vince and pretty much anyone that would listen about that, ratting Keanu out. Vince then went back to Keanu and said, hey, what's up with you planning to nominate me? Kelly told me this. And then Keanu went back to Kelly and said, hey, what's up with you telling Vince that I planned to nominate him and Morgan and Lauren? And Kelly denied it and then complained to Lauren, Keanu scolded me. He scolded me. And so now Kelly's pissed at Keanu because she got caught ratting him out. And Vince is pissed at Kelly for ratting him out to Lauren, because she said, and Vince ratted me out. And Lauren then told Vince, hey, Kelly said that you ratted her out to Keanu. And so now Vince is mad at Kelly. And so he goes to Morgan in the storage room and he's like, I'm just so upset with Kelly. Like, I can't believe what she's just always instigating and causing problems. Like, what is she doing talking to Keanu, telling him about what I'm saying? Like, get my name out of your effing mouth. And Morgan's like, is she, sorry, because there's more. She's trying to get Lauren to not trust me. She's telling Lauren that I'm throwing her under the bus, trying to get Lauren to not trust me. Like, oh my God. Morgan's like, wow, Vince, it's hurtful to hear you say that, because you're still trying to be close to Lauren after everything. You're so mad at Kelly for trying to not get to get her to not trust you. That it's all about Lauren, and Lauren doesn't like me and she wants me gone. Oh, I don't know. I just refuse to believe she wants you gone, Morgan. Well, you need to believe it, Vince, because it's true. And she does. I know. Yeah. I mean, that's not what she says to me. She's not going to tell you, Vince. She tells other people. She's not going to tell you because she knows that you're close to me. Okay. And, it honestly, it kind of hurts because it feels like you're not even, no, I was just trying to vent to you. I don't want people to get mad at me for no reason when it's a lie. It's a game, Vince.
Oh, thank you, Taran. Thank you for these reenactments. I will miss them. And so maybe you need to do a compilation of all your Vince reenactments and like have like one like video of them all. But it's their relationship is actually really like exhausting, but when you retell it, it's actually fun to watch. So thank you for like shifting that perspective for me.
Well, he tries to change the subject. Oh, okay. Well, how did your talk with Will go? Because I talked to him and it went pretty well. And I talked to Ava and she was crying. So and Morgan goes, oh well. Here's what's interesting. When you talked to Lauren, what were the pros and cons about keeping Will or Ashley? Same ones we talked about. Well, if you went over pros and cons with Lauren, I think she told Ava, and Ava told Will because he knows about them. Now, just remember that Vinny told Will the pros and cons. However, he's not lying. His response to this is genuine because he doesn't know. He goes, "Oh, 100% yes. Yes. That makes so much sense because Ava never pulls me for one-on-ones, and she pulled me this morning wanting to know if I was voting Will. Oh, that makes so much freaking sense. Oh, man, I don't want Will mad at us." Well, Lauren's the one that was saying the pros and, like Lauren's the one that's doing this. But Lauren was the one that was saying the pros and cons. We were just talking it out. Come on, man. That's not on me. Morgan is so smug. Yeah. So I feel like trusting Lauren is dangerous. I'm not going to tell you I told you so. Oh, man. Whatever. Listen, I don't know how you feel about Lauren, but this is what I've been trying to tell you all season. I'm just feeling a little irritated right now. Going to Lauren and confronting her, Vince, is not a good idea. This is a card you keep close to your chest. So I hope that you keep that in the back of your head, Vince. Oh, this is where it gets to murky waters because when it gets to jury stuff, that's where I don't want anyone fucking with us. I would have been better if it had come from us. I don't want to tell you that you can't trust her, but you can't trust her. This freaking Kelly, and Kelly wants to vote for Keanu, and now because she wants to give him a sympathy vote. And he's saying that he's not going to vote for me if I don't vote for him. But she already said she was going to give him a sympathy vote. So that's not fair. And then they start talking about well, we'll talk more. They start talking more about the vote. They move to the bedroom. And he continues to just Ashley sucks so much. Ashley sucks so much. I just want her gone. But Morgan says, no, it doesn't make sense. And so he continues to back down and he continues to say he will keep Ashley for now.
I'm still trying to figure out why he dislikes Ashley so much. Is it because she's not enamored by him and not wanting to cuddle with or have long hugs with him? Is this the reason why? Was it actually the shower? What is the reason why he just will not allow Ashley to play with him? Is because she just doesn't want to play with him? I don't know. I just been trying to figure out what the heck is the reason why he can't work with her at all.
He says she's not playing the game. She doesn't deserve to be there. She's not good at the game. She sucks. She doesn't care to be there. She's just getting carried. She's not smart enough. There's a lot of things.
But these are not real. They're not real. And Lauren doesn't seem to play the game. You know what I mean? Is it just because he is able to maybe manipulate?
No, him and Lauren are fans. They're the only ones that deserve to be there.
Okay. Well, you know what? I can't wait for Ashley to be in the final two seats and do her lawyer reveal, and he'll be shocked.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if he'll get her vote.
And again, mind you, I made this point on Twitter in Blue Sky that it's so obvious that Ashley is so much better of a strategist than Vince. So it's so funny that he's oh, she just sucks so much. She doesn't even deserve to be here. Meanwhile, she has been strategically so much better than him, which, yeah, is not saying that much because Vince is one of the worst strategic players on the cast, which says a lot. But still, it's very funny that he is so up in arms about her, considering that she is the best strategist left in the house.
Do you know what? It's probably because her strategy is like stealth, right? Like it's not so out in the open and messy, and like, you know, the things that are happening are a little bit more behind the scenes, and he's not being able to detect it. So maybe that's why he has like a false or a skewed perspective of like what she's actually doing in the game. But man, like it would be beneficial for him to like figure it out and work with her or something, because like maybe they could do some damage together. But.
Mm-hmm. So Keanu then talks to Kelly because he talked to Vince again, and he's like, Kelly, I keep hearing that you're telling people that my noms are Vinny and Morgan. That's not true. I'm not doing that. What are you what are you doing, Kelly? Are you trying to get people to not vote for me? You know I need their votes. I didn't say it. I don't know what to tell you, Keanu. All right. I mean, listen, I've been trying to be chill about it, but if you're like insinuating, please don't do that. Please. Okay. I'm not doing it, but okay. Are we good? Yep. Okay. She runs to Lauren. He's scolding me again. Don't yell at me when you need my vote. He's so annoying.
Does she instigate because she's bored? Like why does she do that? Why is she not realizing that like if you do this and it gets back to Keanu, he's going to be annoyed with you, and he might want to say something because he thinks that you guys are working together and he's been protecting you and he wants to work with you till the end. Why are you trying to blow up his game, and then when he confronts you about it, like basically say that he's an awful person and go and run and tattle?
She's just like, she's so mad that she got caught.
That's it? It's just like, ooh, someone caught me instigating, like I have to punish them for it?
Yeah. So Kelly then, and she complains to Lauren. Then she goes for a walk, and then Lauren's hanging out with Ava, and then she comes in and complains more to both of them. I tried to take a walk, but it didn't calm me down. I'm still pissed. And then Vince comes in and she talks to Vince. And so Vince is like really scraping the bottom of the barrel now, trying to get anybody to give him some reasons to vote Ashley out. And she wants to clear the air about the Keanu situation a bit. She complains about Keanu for a while. He asks her eventually what she's thinking about the Ashley vote. She says, well, I'm voting to keep Ashley. And he's like, oh, okay. Well, here are the reasons why I'm being given that I need to keep Ashley, because I hate her. And it's because like, she's more likely to be nominated, and Will's going to win in a final two. And Will's close to Ava. So what do you say to that, Kelly? Anything? And Kelly's like, wow. Now that you say all that, yeah, maybe you should keep Ashley. It's like,
oh, Vince.
But they do eventually get around to like, oh, well, you should hear what Ashley says about you, Vince. He goes, oh, what? You don't want to know. He's like, well, no, I have to know. Feed's cut for this, but we found out after the fact, because Vince is telling everybody, that she said, well, Ashley is telling people that you're in a showmance with Morgan. What? That's not even true. I don't know why anybody would say that. He goes to Lauren after this conversation, and he says, so apparently Kelly has told me that Ashley is going around saying that I'm in a showmance with Morgan. And Lauren, who was staring at the screen, goes, he's like, well, does it look that way to you? And she goes, good, because I hope not. I'm friends with you. I'm friends with everyone here. There's only 2 other dudes.
Yeah, read between the lines there, Vince. That doesn't look very confident, her response there to that question.
And again, this is just such an obvious tell of his own guilt that he's acting like him being friends with Lauren is the exact same as him being friends with Morgan. As it's just like, okay, this tells me again that you know what you're doing. Because if they did not know what they were doing, the response to this would be, whoa, oh my God. Wow, if it's being perceived, oh my, wow, I should really be considering. But instead, it's like, what do you mean? It's the same as Lauren. It's the same as my friendship with Lauren. It's the same. It's basically the same as my friendship with Keanu. It's all the same. Okay, sure.
I love you.
And you didn't throw the veto.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the I love yous and the the extended hugs. Like he doesn't do any of that with Lauren, and so I definitely think it's an admission of some guilt there that like he's hoping will be absolved by Lauren's reaction, or telling people about it in such a up in arms type of way. But yeah, I agree that he might be a little bit more in the know as to what he's doing than he's letting on.
And her reluctantly shaking her head is like, well, see, Lauren doesn't think anything is happening. That's like Lauren said, it's totally normal. So he's really pissed at Ashley now. It's like, wow, she just irritates the fuck out of me. She just doesn't even deserve to be here at all. I just want her. I want to evict her so bad, Lauren. I want to evict her so bad. And Lauren's like, yeah, I don't know. It's like, can we go over the reasons again? Nobody's willing to put up Will. Like Ava wouldn't and Kelly wouldn't. But is that it? One's like, well, I don't know if Morgan would or if Keanu would. Yeah, I don't think a lot of people would. But and then people would put up Ashley. Ava wouldn't. One's like, I don't know. She would. I think so. I don't know what Ava would do, but I think she would be willing to put up Ashley. Oh, okay. Yeah, it makes sense to keep her. It's okay.
Poor Vince. He's definitely. I need him to go on the block again. I need for Keanu to stay, put him on the block, and I need that to probably him to go out as well. But he's trying a little bit.
He's trying and coming up short every time because this is Vince in playing the game. He spent the entire day trying to get anybody to let him make a move that he could just make, and flopping every single time. He continues to talk to Lauren, and they start talking more about next week. Lauren's worried about Keanu and all of this stuff, and she starts talking about she's still going over scenarios. Like if Keanu wins and he tries to put me up, then I've got Blockbuster, I've got veto. And I think I've got, some votes. I think I'd have a good chance of staying. And then she's like, but if somebody else put me up and then Keanu votes me up, why am I at a point where I want the people targeting me to win HOH so that they can't vote me out? Because if I'm going to be on the block anyway, and I'm listening to this passively, and I hear this statement, I'm like, come on, Lauren, you want... And then I thought for one moment, and I went, wait, she's right. Wait, she's right. With the Blockbuster in play this late, it's better for you to have your worst enemy win the HOH because that means they can't be a vote to evict you. Because you're likely going to end up on the block anyway, considering that more than half the house is going to end up on the block.
It's not a good game mechanic. Absolutely. That like it takes away, of course, we've been talking about it over and over again, but like how Big Brother is supposed to be. You shouldn't be wanting to like be like, you know what, it'd be better if you go up on the block. Sure, her rationale and reasoning is exactly correct. And it's like, wait, where are we? This is not how the game is supposed to go. But she is right, and I can't believe that the blockbuster is still there next week. Like that's actually maddening. Maddening.
Yeah, and this is the frustrating thing about Lauren is that like she also like has some of the better strategic thoughts, but she refuses to follow through on them, like throwing the veto last night in the episode, putting her in this exact position because she was too scared to make a move. It's like, that's so frustrating, Lauren. Like, I would love to root for you because, you know, you understand the game certainly better than players like Vince do. But yeah, anyway. Morgan ends up joining them upstairs because, of course. And there's a funny moment where they're in the middle of a conversation, and Vince just kind of out of nowhere stands up. Ow! Oh, my groin is cramping or something. Ow! What do I do? Lunge? Oh, ow, my quad. Oh, ow, what do I do?
Drink more water.
Moore's like, where's it cramping? In my groin. Do you want to just rub it out a little bit? He's got his hands down his pants. Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Really uncomfortable, Taran. I don't know about this reenactment.
I'm telling you, it was one of the most ridiculous things I've ever seen.
Like, do you think he actually had a cramp, or is he gets to get some like sympathy and maybe get some consent for her to maybe help massage? Like, I don't know.
Just I would recommend people watch the clip. So Ashley and Will talk, and she talks to him about what she plans to do next week. She plans to put up Kelly, Lauren, and Keanu if she stays and Will leaves. And then Vinny would be her replacement nominee. She would basically avoid nominating Ava and Morgan because you can only avoid, it's basically with the blockbuster in play at Final 7, you're basically just choosing two people to not nominate. But even then, that's not a guarantee because if somebody off the block wins the veto and uses it, you can only guarantee one person is not nominated at the Final 7. So that's her plan. And she tells Will, I think you mentioned this earlier, Chantele, that she wants him to keep the lawyer secret for her in the jury. She doesn't want him to tell people about the fact that she's a lawyer because in the event that she does make it to the final 2, she wants to pull it out in her speech and make a big thing about it.
Which I think is really exciting. I do like that she's been kind of playing up, not being too bright, you know, doing kind of like an Elle Woods type vibe. You know, I think it's been working maybe a little bit too well with people like Vince. But I do think that, especially if she could do like a nice like closing arguments and like really be able to dictate how she's moved in this game, I think it could be quite powerful, actually, especially just shifting the perspective of, or the perception of who she has been this in the game this whole time. So I think it could be helpful for her. So I support this. I do.
Yeah, I mean, it's just another thing that she's doing that other players are clearly not, which is that she is trying to prep a member of the game for how to campaign for her on the jury, which we've seen be incredibly effective before. Now, this particular thing, I think, does have some risk attached to it. Waiting until a speech to try to flip votes is risky, given the format. However, if you can set it up properly, if she like if she had Will in there being like, I don't know, guys, like maybe she's smarter than we think. Maybe she has like a profession that we don't know about, to sort of set it up so that she can knock it down and they're prepped for it and she gives them what they're looking for. That has what's been proven to be effective, or that is what's been proven to be effective in the past. Interesting stuff, though. And this is when he talks about how he feels like he's accepted his place in the game, like it's death. Vince talks to Morgan again, and he tells her about the showman's. So I was talking to Kelly, and she said that Ashley said that we're in a showman's. Expecting hopefully like this will be the thing that Morgan allows me to vote out Ashley. Morgan laughs. That's a blatant lie. It's like, oh, yeah. Oh, all right, whatever. Yeah. Well, this one's a better one, actually. She also said that she's convinced that Ashley and Keanu actually have a deal that she's going to stick to. And in the middle of him saying this, Morgan starts shaking her head, and he goes, yeah, yeah, right. That's not the case, right? Yeah, okay.
I love that she just shot both of those things down, like just didn't even entertain it at all, and he just buckled and just shriveled away.
I don't think I've ever seen someone try so hard to manipulate people and like get their way and be shut down so consistently all in a single day. Like it's actually wild. I'm just struggling personally. Will is a war veteran with PTSD, and Ashley doesn't even deserve to be here. So, I'm just really struggling personally about it. And so then they go on and on about this. Morgan's like, you have to think about game. And he's like, okay. And so they go on about this. Morgan encourages him to tell Ashley when Ashley comes in, like tell her about the comment about that Kelly made. Of course, Ashley denies it. They laugh about it. Then later he's talking to Keanu, and Keanu knows about it. He's like, well, Ashley told Keanu, and he goes back to Morgan. He's like, Morgan, you made me tell Ashley, and now Keanu knows, and now everyone knows. I hate being part of the gossip train, and the toxic gossip train. He didn't say that. And so she's like, I'm sorry, but it's not enough to flip the vote. He is still willing to vote to keep Ashley, seemingly. His conversation with Keanu also included him trying to get Keanu to convince Ashley to throw the blockbuster, because he's like, well, Ashley doesn't even care about being here, so maybe she'll just throw it for you, Keanu. And so Keanu brings it up to Ashley, who's like, no, I don't think I'm gonna throw. And afterwards, like, that was crazy. I'm gonna throw the blockbuster. But that's really the rest of the night here. Just continuing a circle of Vince trying, but nobody will give him the permission he wants to vote to evict Ashley so far.
So who do you want to win the blockbuster? Do you have any invested interest in anybody?
I mean, I think it could go either way. I have to root against the competitors because I don't want the show to be a competition show. So for that reason, I think I have to root against Keanu, even though I'm not particularly, he's terrible at the game, sure, but like, so is everyone else.
Yeah, I think I see that point for sure. I don't want the competitions to be heavy at the end of the season, obviously, because like I would be a player that would go in, that would hopefully have my social game be what would keep me in the game. So yeah, I don't want everybody, like the people that just win, to be able to be rewarded. So you are right there. So that means you want like Will to win, and then you'd have to choose between Ashley and Keanu.
Will winning would be great. If Will were capable of winning the blockbuster, that would be a good decision by production. So a Will win would probably have me the happiest, just in the sense that I'd be happiest about the competition itself.
Yeah. But the vote between those two would be sad day. Like I feel like Rachel would be super sad if Keanu came in right after her, Be like,
So that's about it. Chantele, anything else that you wanted to bring up from yesterday?
no, I think we got it all.
All right. Well, that is what we have for you then. As I mentioned at the top of the podcast, if you missed it, my book, Behind the Mirror, is now available for pre-order as an audiobook that I will be narrating myself. I'm very excited about this. I am obviously, you're all podcast people. You all listen to me all the time anyway. So that's pretty cool. I'm also a huge audiobook listener. So the idea of being able to narrate an audiobook, let alone my own, is really fun. I'm very excited about it. And I've got I've already got like stories to tell you about like how I'm prepping and everything. If you want to ask me about them on stream in the future. But check out the audiobook, now available for pre-order. And of course, I've got an update tomorrow. I'll be streaming tonight on Twitch, YouTube, and Patreon. And of course, the podcast after the episode as well. So stay tuned for all of that. Chantele, what do you got going on?
So you can find me at ChanFranFran on Instagram, but I will be going live with David Bloomberg today at 5 p.m. Eastern, talking about why Rachel lost. So if you guys are interested in hearing us going through these rules and seeing why Rachel lost, we will be going live at 5.
So that's what we got. Thank you all so much for joining us here today. And I will see all of you next time.
This is RHAP. We know reality TV.